my, what are we going to do with all these onions? Well, this is my onion harvest. We did harvest a little bit early. As you probably know, I'm Tina, the girl in the garden, and I was out of commission from December through March. So, although my son did get these planted, there was not a lot of weeding that happened because he was busy taking care of me and then filling in taking care of my mom for me. So you can see some are small, some are big. I put this in my office that when I used to sell Scentsy, so I'm still trying to get it cleaned out and stuff. We will be using them to cook with. And I think to start with, I'm going to dehydrate some. Some are pretty small. It's going to take forever to chop them up. And then what I have left, I'm going to go find my mesh bags and store them. Oh, so it looks like we have a lot to get done. So let's get some taken in and let's start getting them sliced and ready to dehydrate. All right, first step done. They're all peeled. Now to get them sliced up to go in the dehydrator. And there's our sliced onions. And now they're going to go into the dehydrator. 125 until they're nice and crispy. Probably overnight. You may want to open windows and doors when you do this because the onion smell can get really high if your house is closed up. So I'll be back as soon as these are dehydrated. Sorry, I thought I should come back and show you what they look like on the racks. I've just got them spread out, trying not to overlap, but not worrying too much about how they're placed on my rack. Okay, now they're going into the dehydrator. And we are back with our dehydrated onions. Can you hear them snapping? We did a combination of all of our onions. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop them and freeze them. I'm loving having chopped onions in the freezer that I can just throw into things. It just makes it just quick and easy. All right, let's get these in the jar and we're going to condition them for about a week on the counter. All right, well, I made a mess, but these are our onions. I'm going to leave them on the counter for a week to 10 days. I'm going to be shaking them, looking at them, making sure everything is completely dry and no mold starts and it doesn't stick together and all of that. And I'm going to be moving on to freezing, so to chop and freeze some onions. Then we'll see what we have left and what we might do with it. You might be saying, why don't you just keep them for fresh? Well, both of these ways make dinner quicker and easier. Doesn't mean I don't use fresh onions, but I also don't want to spend all the time and hard work to grow them, to have them sit and start growing and get mushy on my counter either. So I want to make sure I'm doing something with them and I've got a plan so that they get used and they don't go to waste. All right, let's take a look at chopping onions. And I think I've done both of these before, but at the end, we're going to do something new. So we'll see what we do. All right, we're back with our onions. And as you can see, I have them in mesh bags. And I will go to where I used to hang them up. And I'm going to be putting nails, hopefully, and hang them up on the wall to keep them off the table and hopefully have better air circulation. I was told that would work. It did work the first year. Last year I did not do that, but my onions were probably 3 times as big as they are this year. And they just started to go really quick. And so then I started using them and like, oh my gosh, what do I do? What do I do? Which is why I wanted to be completely prepared this year. So this is the last few onions. These ones I'm going to chop, put in the freezer because I love having chopped onions in the freezer. It makes life, like I said, when it comes to dinner, a lot easier and a lot quicker. All right. Let's quit talking about onions and see what else we've harvested so far. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. We got a big bowl full. They're not too small. Some are pretty tiny though. Let's see. Here's one. We actually, last year, the little ones we had left started to sprout. So instead of trying to use them, I just saved them for seeds. And so I had seed potatoes. This is what we grew. This year, we did have some large potatoes, but something was eating them. So obviously, we left those alone, threw them out. I think it was earwigs. Is that possible? I'm noticing several of my garden beds this year have a lot of earwigs. I'm trying to figure out what to do to control them. So when we go to use these, we do roast them. I don't know how all we're going to use them. We could make potato salad, mashed potatoes. You know, you can do anything with a potato, right? So I don't know. Maybe I'll see if I can find new recipes. But when I go to use them, I'll let you know that I'm using them. Let's see what else I got. And the rest of my bountiful harvest. I am slowly harvesting carrots. Hopefully as I do that, the ones next to them will get bigger because I didn't go through and clean it out. So some of these are, I think, called red coyote or something like that. And we had a variety colored pack. So got to clean those up and probably, I don't know, I'm thinking like a balsamic glaze for those. I don't know. We'll see. Squash, I've given away 3. So there is one squash casserole my mom always made. I still love it. It is not healthy. There's tons of cheese in it. Other than that, I like zucchini cut into rounds and fried. Something about the texture. But this year, I'm going to be brave. I think we're going to try to roast some. Again, maybe a balsamic glaze because I do like that. And I'm hoping I'll actually get to pickle this year. Yay. We didn't do it. We were going to do it today, but we're not going to because there's 2 more that I think I can harvest tomorrow. And this will be the first year. Actually, excuse me. I grew these 2 years ago. I didn't know anything about them. As each one came up, I put it in the fridge, waiting for a big batch that I could pickle. And before you knew it, they're going bad. And my cousin, God rest his soul, said, "Oh, no, Tina, nope. Get what you can, get them done. Don't lose your harvest. That's a lot of hard work." Okay, so tomorrow, hopefully I'll have 2 more to harvest, and then we're going to pickle. I think we're going to do the quick pickle refrigerator pickles, just because we don't have a large batch. When I planted, actually my pickling cucumbers, my squash, and my cucumbers last year, by this time of the year, had aphids really bad. I think it was the weather. The last 2 years, it's been over 100, by May, I think. I don't know. But really quick in the season. This is June 9th. Happy birthday, Stephanie, if you watch this. And it's in the 90s. So it's getting about 95. I don't know that we've had a day that was over 90 yet. Over 95 yet. But it's getting up there. But I would expect that in July. So I'm starting to take a harder look at my plants each day and say, okay, should I start new plants? So if this happens, I can replant and get something else in. But I think I'm just going to let what I got out there go. I was going to start some of the seeds that did not germinate or for some reason didn't make it. But I'm not going to. I'm still catching up from being out of the garden and out of commission for 3 months. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to concentrate on getting my garden back, getting the weeds out and getting it all back to where it needs to go. Because I want to add to my garden. And I can't do that with all the foxtails that are out there. So that is my harvest. I probably should have left the potatoes out here so you could have seen them too, though, huh? Anyway, that's my harvest. I've kind of told you what I would do. Onions, to me, is a bigger thing because I think they go bad quicker, where this stuff we can eat fresh each day. And this by tomorrow's got to be pickled, and I love dill pickles, so I think we're going to make spears out of them, not coins. I don't know. We'll see about that again. Anyway, thanks for sticking around. This is Tina, and yes, I'm actually the girl in the garden. I garden, I try to grow it, and then I try to fix it. And I'm trying to learn to like more vegetables and get more colored vegetables and fruit into my diet. Got to be a healthier person at some point if I can do this, right? So anyway, thanks for sticking around. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe so you can see what else I harvest throughout the year. I got tomato plants that are coming up, hopefully. Share. Sorry, that's my son's dog. Share with anybody you think that might like the video. Drop a comment below. I'd love to know that you're here. And I'll see you next time here at The Girl in the Garden. Bye from Tina.